Oh! I did break a tab. I don't know where this tab came from.
Or on the bottom.
Done, baby! What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chris Talks Tesla. Now, the main reason for this video is a how-to tutorial on how to install your own radar detector in the Tesla Model Y. It's a lot easier with the Model 3, and there are a ton of videos out there. However, with the Model Y, they changed the mirror housing a little bit. So I had to get my Dremel out, and I had to remove all this stuff, and it seemed difficult. However, once you see me doing it, it's actually not that bad. The key is don't be afraid to pull on things because most of the stuff are held in with clips. I realized that getting a radar detector gives me more peace of mind, and although it is a little bit expensive at first, it pays off in the long run, and it pays for itself in just one speeding ticket. Disclaimer, the radar detector is not meant to be used as an excuse to speed, but an indicator that you are potentially being tracked by someone else. I do not condone excessive speeding and dangerous driving. Slow down and save lives. If you guys are here just for the Tesla Model Y radar detector installation, then go ahead and look at the chapters and skip below. Having said that, having a Tesla is awesome. However, it goes so fast and it's so quiet inside, you don't even realize you're going fast. So just like all my other cars, I needed a radar detector. And radar detectors are legal in all states except Virginia, which is super random. I mean, why Virginia out of all states? So I'm not going to go into too much detail about radar detectors are and what it's about because there are other channels out there that do that. I will say, however, that a lot has changed, and in California at least, most CHP or California Highway Patrol use laser and not their radar guns. And if you get hit with the laser, nothing, not even radar detectors, will stop you from getting a speeding ticket. You can use a laser jammer, however, those are super illegal in California. However, CHP and local police still do sometimes use their radar guns when they're tracking you in their cars, or if they're too lazy and they don't want to use the laser gun. So regardless, just for the peace of mind, it's nice to have. So I did some research and I invested in the Uniden R7 instead. It has great performance as well as directional arrows that tells you where the radar and laser are coming from. I also got the Blendmount radar detector mount for the Model 3 on their website. Yes, it's for the Model 3 and I've talked to Blendmount about it. However, they have no plans of making one for the Model Y in the near future. And it's been over 2.5 years now and they still have not even updated their design or plan on making one. So if you guys definitely want to mount your radar detector onto your rear view mirror to give it that nice clean look, then definitely keep on watching. The last thing I care about is power. With all my other radar detectors and a powered rear view mirror, it was super easy to plug in power directly to the radar detector with the rear view mirror. However, Tesla always makes things interesting. Some people have tried to route the power from the rear view mirror for the radar detector. However, the radar detector ended up staying on all the time. Others have also tried using a fuse in the driver's side and splicing wires and all that stuff. But for me, it seemed a little bit too difficult, as I also heard that with software updates, there is a possibility for that potentially cold wire that doesn't stay hot all the time to change and be hot. So I didn't want to take that chance. And I know that the 12 volt does turn off automatically. So I went on eBay and I purchased a 12-foot extension cable power supply for my radar detector. So I'm going to go ahead and plug my power directly into the 12 volt into center console. So now we're going to go and move on to the installation. And so the tools you're for sure going to need is a Dremel. I have a wireless Dremel. I actually use it to cut my dog's nails, but this came in perfectly. No wires, just a battery. And I got this sanding disc. I'll make sure I link everything in the description below. But this is what I used to trim the plastic piece. Now, most people, when they use it, they think they have to turn it on. They touch it like that. However, for me, I found what worked best and what was the cleanest was when I actually just put it on top or on the bottom. Next, I have my trim tools, trim remover tools here. I don't know where the other one went, but pretty much I got a set of these on Amazon, and it really helps to remove the trim. Next, this is the eBay power cord that I got. It's 12 foot for my radar detector. It's like a phone power cord. and it plugs into the cigarette outlet, and it definitely works. And another thing you're going to be needing is a T20 screwdriver. This is $4 on Amazon, super cheap. But there's a silver piece in the trim here that I'm going to have to be removing just so I can get the wiring underneath. I'm not removing the whole thing. So my goal is to do as little work as possible because I don't like touching things and I'm not a pro at anything, so I don't know how to remove stuff and put it back. But I'm going to show you what I did so that you can see how easy it is for someone like an everyday person. Everydaychris doing it. All right. First thing we're gonna remove, if you look on the side here, and I'll show it with another angle, there is two pieces. You see how there's one piece here and then one piece here. Now, to do the radar detector installation, it needs just one piece removed. However, to make it look super clean and direct power, we're gonna have to remove this as well. And it's not as hard as it looks, okay? So for this one, it's as easy as just kind of putting your fingers under. Don't be afraid, but the key is you're gonna be pushing away from you. Not a lot of videos on how to do this, so there we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's actually attached to this thing. You've got clips, 1, 2, and then clips in the back. So now that is done. That's the easy part. That part is simple. The next part is we're gonna remove this mirror. To remove the mirror, now you're just gonna be twisting counterclockwise. There's also a power cord in here, which you have to remove. And then I'm gonna twist. So I accidentally removed this. This happened all the time before. Okay. So one way to take it out is just pushing away. I don't know if that's the correct way, but that's the way that worked for me. And again, you're not gonna break anything, and I'm gonna show you why you're not gonna break anything, okay? The reason why you won't break anything is because if you look in here, it's solid metal. This whole piece is metal, it's not plastic. The only plastic piece is this piece here. And I will show you how to put this back in as well, because it wasn't the easiest. However, I did do it multiple times, so I was able to get it. So my goal right now is I'm gonna trim maybe an inch off of this piece so that this blend mount can fit better. Just covered it up with some towels. I'm gonna try to cut at least a little bit more. So pretty much I'm using a Dremel and I'm just trimming this piece here. I noticed that this little groove here is what kind of holds it back, so it's a really tight fit. Also, because I'm hardwiring it and I want to route the cable through here into the bottom here, before there was barely any space for the wiring to come out. So that means I have to cut this bottom piece a little more. So aside from trimming up this piece here, I'm also going to trim this piece a little bit more. So if you look here, you can see what I'm talking about. I want to route the cable to that little bottom hole right there. I still have to do, I'd say another ½ an inch on that bottom piece because it still doesn't fit. So the next thing we're gonna have to do is remove this cover here so that it makes it easier to route the cable through. And then this one, it just pops down. So if you want to, you can use your trim tool. There we go. And it sounds loud, but don't worry, it's not the worst thing that's gonna happen. So I'm going to be taking the wire, I just put it through here in the open slot, and then I routed it through here, so that's done. So now all I have to do is just push it. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Yep, there we go. And then put that in. So now it's in. Okay. And then this one should just snap back into place. Yep, there we go. Okay. That part is done, okay? So pretty much I'm gonna be putting everything together. I'm gonna put the cable here and it's gonna run through here and provide power to the. So what I recommend doing actually is, before you get started on this piece, take off this piece. All you have to do is just pull out and then like this, okay? So this plastic piece goes behind the weather stripping, FYI, okay? I'm just gonna remove this trim piece, and it's pretty easy. You just have to get the trim here, and then it's held in by some clips. Man, this thing is wedged in here. Holy, whoever installed this did a great job. This was pretty tough for me. This was the hardest piece. There's a gray piece in here that goes all the way in. So when I grabbed it, I pushed out to the left, straight out to the left, and it was able to finally lift that open. Don't worry about the airbags or anything. Nothing's gonna deploy. After that's done, it's kind of clipped into there, in that angle there. I did take this part out, and then this piece kind of goes in there. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna route the wire from here, through here, and into here, and then under the bottom here. Okay, so now I'm just running it back to the top. I use my trim tool to get on the edge. So just push it there. I'm just gonna run this here. And then I'm gonna try to keep it with the tabs on the cables here. So if you see here, there's some tabs. Pretty much you wanna just keep it along the same lines of the tabs because I don't want it to get in the way of the airbag. Okay, and then from there it routes to the bottom. All right, so pretty much if you see here, I routed the cable through here, and there's another cable there. That's where the cables go. And I routed it through the bottom here. And then I'm just gonna put my cable here. And then I'm gonna remove this piece a little bit so I can have some room. And it's not that difficult to remove. It's already kind of budging a little bit near the edges. See, look at that. And then this is underneath here is where the T20 screwdriver comes in. And I'm gonna remove some of the screws here and put the cable through there. And another tab. It doesn't want to move out. Come on, tab. Okay. All right. Okay. Now. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna remove these screws here. And you can see that the plastic tab is here. Okay, and here I'm using my T20. I'm gonna try to remove as much as I can, or as little as I can. So I'm gonna get the wiring kind of right through here and I'm gonna run it through under here. So the felt is held in by a little tab here. So let's see. So here. And then put it in the power. So as far as the wiring goes, I just kind of placed it right next to this rubber grommet here. I squeezed it in and then the rubber grommet still fits in place and it still closes. Okay, so that's not an issue. So it is a little elevated. However, I'm not too worried about that, but there is space now for this. All right, look at them dirty floor mats. Anyway, so I routed it through here. I brought it underneath. See how that goes? Yep. Boom. Done. And then I'm just kind of feeling for any areas I could place the cable. And see how easy that was already? Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. As far hard up I can go. Boom. Yep, and I just have to wiggle it underneath here. And here. Now my hope is that it all works out and I don't need to do anything else because it's perfect. But before I put everything together, I'm gonna start up there again. I'm gonna put everything back, make sure I have enough cable. Okay, so first step, I'm gonna put this mirror thing back. And it's pretty easy. Make sure, remember, this can break, it's a mirror. I like to use this here, and all I'm gonna do is just push down and it'll push back in. Might even be able to do it with one hand. Oh, cannot do it with one hand. All right, let's try two hands, here we go. There we go. So I just put some weight onto it and it snapped right in. And so pretty much if you look at the teeth here, it's gonna line up there. But to reinstall it, you have to twist it back in into the side that's not elongated. So probably like right here. So you can look at the T here, okay? And it's gonna start off this way and you're gonna twist it towards the passenger. So you'll know when it's in because it's gonna fit perfectly inside of the groove. Because if I put it in right now, it's not gonna fit. But it's gonna fit once it's not lined up, and then it's gonna line up and then snap into place. Now remember, connect the power supply first. Done. And then I put this back into the first level. Okay. First level is done. There we go. You'll know it's in because it'll kind of snap into place. If you don't hear the snap, it's not in. Make sure the power supply is connected. Okay, now we're gonna put on the mount and then we're gonna test to make sure this is long enough. God, I hope it's long enough. Sweet mercy. And we can make sure. I don't think it's gonna be long enough, guys. Scheiße! Okay. So, I got more cable. That's snapped in. Let's try this one more time. Rookie mistake, boys. Rookie mistake. Won't happen again. There you go. Okay, so that's in. Okay. Come on, baby girl. Be long enough for me. No! All right, so it's off by maybe a little bit. You know. No, I got it. Yes, so that is good. So I did get it. It's actually pretty sexy. Look at that. That is the perfect length. So I recommend making sure this is all set up and it's all flush. You could see here, it fits. The mirror works, it's adjustable. And then the radar detector is working. It's as easy as just putting it in here. I just have to put I took out two and then loosened up one more. T20 screws. Then I have to clip this back and I'm done. All right guys, so I completed the installation. It's been about a week or so with me using the radar detector. So a couple of things I wanted to point out is that the radar detector does turn off when the car goes to sleep. So pretty much if sentry mode is not on, the radar detector and everything will shut off. However, sentry mode is usually on for me when I'm at work or if I'm just out and about. So the radar detector is supposed to technically just stay on all the time. Luckily for me, with my unit in R7, it does have an auto power off after an hour, which is great, so it doesn't kill the 12-volt battery. However, what sucks is whenever the power does go out, I'd have to manually turn it on or unplug the outlet and plug it back in, which was super annoying. So a quick workaround, I actually purchased a cigarette outlet splitter. And here is the cigarette outlet splitter that I purchased. So this plugs into the radar detector as well, and this plugs into the cigarette outlet. Now what I really like about this cigarette splitter is it has this little adapter here, which pretty much allows me to control the power for the radar detector. So right now I have it on 1. When my radar detector does power off, I can simply just press 1 twice, and then that'll turn on the radar detector. Now it's on. If I ever want to turn it off, I could just press it, and then now it's off. So I also noticed that I love that this has a voltage meter reading, so it can tell me what the voltage is. Now this is very different than a regular ICE car or an engine car where the voltage drops when the engine is off and the voltage increases when the engine is on, charging the 12 volt. For some reason, Tesla made it a little bit unique, maybe because it's a battery car. However, overall, I'm very happy with the installation. I don't have any real issues. I just wish we could control the 12 volt power through this the software somehow. Maybe they'll release that in a future update, who knows. But if you look here, everything is super clean. It's plugged in nicely. There's still space for the power cord and everything. I could still adjust the mirror. It's all flush on here. You don't see the cords anywhere. And it just kind of enters right into here. The key is just take your time, watch the video, and make sure you guys leave a comment if you have any questions. And as always, subscribe, like the video for others so they can find it. And I'll see you guys next week.